How you doing today? It's Truck and Tanker here. Today we're going to do a review of the revamped uh, FV4202P. Uh, was it last month and previous months before they updated the last patch. This was actually a Tier 10 tank, medium. Now it is a Tier 8 premium tank. You do not get preferential matchmaking. They obviously nerfed it to make it to where it was tier 8 usable because they weren't going to take it and turn it into a tier 10, or excuse me, tier 8 with a tier 10 gun and armor and everything. So they've nerfed it down. 1400 hit points, which is pretty standard for a tier 8. The gun is great. Gets a tier 9 gun. Rate of fire is actually pretty decent, 7.5. I've got my normal loadout with a gun rammer, gun lane drive, and vertical stabs instead of vents. And the reason I did that is because the aim time is not bad. 2.6 isn't bad, but I like on my mediums to have a nice shrunken reticle. If I need to shoot on the move, better chance of hitting something. The turret on this is great. 170 frontally, 90 side and rear. Hull armor. It's got good slope. I mean, very good slope. That lower plate, not too easy to hit. I mean, it's not huge at distance. It's really hard to hit. Most of the time, I'll see them hitting the dirt in front of me if they're trying to hit that lower plate. But it only has 50, 50, 31 on the hull. So 50 in the front, 50 in the sides, and 30 in the rear. So if they hit you in the rear with HE, ouch. The gun on it, like I said, you get a tier 9. It doesn't have the alpha of like 390. You get 230 average damage, but you get great penetration. 226 standard round AP. Your gold round is an APCR, which is really nice. I love the APCR rounds. I'd probably say it in every match. 258 pen on that. HE is 42. Dispersion 0.35. Not super bad, not super good. Pretty much right in the middle. Your engine is a 510 horsepower, top speed 35 kilometers an hour. Traverse is 40. It's got really good traverse. Rate of fire 7.5. My actual reload is under 7 seconds at 6.90. The way it worked to get this is if you had the 4202 in your garage before they did the patch, you got the Action X in place of this. And then just recently, if you had the Action X in your garage, then you got this for free, which was nice. So let's go ahead and take it into a battle and see what we can do with it. If it's a tier 8 match, yay. It's a tier 10 match, not yay. So I'm not going to go right up there and get wrecked. I'm going to stay out kind of in the back a little bit. See if I can get some good shots in. On this map, I like the other side a lot more. This side, you really don't have a choice but to push up to one of the hills, either where that windmill is or the hill over to the right. And heavies, mediums, a lot of times go to the left into the bowl. Sometimes you'll see them go low. I don't go low. I stay away from the beach. The beach is not fun at all. Got a friend on the other team I'll say hey to.
Your assistance has been requested. Go.
And I think the 263 wants me to run with him, so I'll go ahead and run with him. I'll cover his back. Normally I don't do that, but yeah, it's probably like maybe the first, maybe second time I've ever done that. But it's nice when you're in a TD to have somebody covering your backside. I don't know if I get some shots on that lightweight. No, he dunked back down. But I'm going to stick with this 263. I was saying 268. I meant 263. But I'm going to go ahead and prep a gold round just for the simple fact that this is a tier 10 match. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, and the nice thing about this, it does have really good gun depression. Looks like we got... So coming up right here. Oh, he went down. I know I'm not lit. I'm going to use this hill to my advantage. Well, I don't think I'm lit. The nice thing is there is absolutely no arty in the match. I'm going to push up here with this Action X. He's over there basically kind of by himself. There's an E50 over that way. One thing you want to definitely do in World of Tanks, and that's for pretty much for everybody, is if you can try and get yourself to utilize that mini-map. You're only doing yourself a favor if you use the mini-map. You can use it to your advantage. Looks like my buddy's in a Waffle E100. I don't want to run into him at all to begin with, but let alone if he sees me, he'll clip out on me just because. Not good, not good.
Enemy armor is damaged.
There's a mutt setting way back there. I'm keeping an eye on the guy that I'm teamed up. I'm going to auto aim on this guy
Position to engage.
just so I can pop up, maybe get a shot.
Target unlocked. Enemy is hit.
Ouch.
We lost some ammo, but at least it didn't explode.
That little mutt's setting back there. And he's doing nothing but wrecking me every time I pop up. Looks like he got taken out, which is a good thing. Still watching the guy I teamed up with just to make sure that he doesn't get wrecked over there. If this Action X pushes over, I'm going to push with him, but I don't think he's gonna. There's a WZ-120 setting back there and see if I can get a shot off on him.
Enemy armor is hit.
I'm going to push up here. He's pushing up, so I'm going to push with him so he's not by himself. Kind of watching the map here. Oh, completely. If he... Come on, reload. I can finish this guy off. Reload, 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 reload. Come on. Got him. Cost me the Object 140. Oh, didn't realize he was sitting right there hitting me. Now, this kind of sucks. I knew that was going to happen.
Everyone get out.
Got myself in a bad situation because I went over with the Action X. As you can see, he kept pushing. I stopped. Yeah, I can see the T-69's complaining about gold everywhere. But, oh well, that's just the way it goes. In a tier 10 match, I try and shoot nothing but gold, basically, because this got great pen, but I would much prefer, if a tier 10's in front of me, that I can go ahead and just put a hurting on him. The guy that I teamed up with there, you know, he's still sitting way back there. I kind of thought he might push up and try and help me, you know, considering we were teamed up, but obviously he had didn't want any of that. He wanted to stay up in the very back, but I guess it's a good thing he did, because he's about the only thing in between the E5, IS-4, and the Heavy getting on our cap and him. Unfortunately, he went to shoot, and I don't know if he's shooting HE or what, but he hit that pole there, and it didn't even go through. He's waiting for that E5. Looks like he's going to try and get a sneak shot on him here. He's going to have to do something, otherwise that 121 is going to get wrecked. There we go. That's what I like to see. Get rid of that E5. And 10-9, good chance we might be able to pull this off. Unfortunately, I didn't break 1,000 damage. In a tier 10 match, in a tier 8, it's really dependent on where your team goes. If they try and back you up, you know, actually I should have been the support tank, The 263 here should have been pushing, and I cover his butt so no one gets on his, his backside or his flank and wrecks him. But he sat back and just sniped from the very far back. If he would have pushed up with me, more than likely he would have been taking the shots because they would have been more apt to want to take out a tier 10 that's got a gun that does, around 550 average damage versus a gun that does 220 average damage. So he would have been taking the hits, then I could have popped out and basically been just sniping them. But it just didn't happen that way. The Action X that was with me, he kept pushing instead of stopping and trying to flank the guys that were on the other side of that road. And with that being said, they were shooting me since I was still there, not him, when he kind of took off and left me hanging. But that's just the way the ball bounces. So, oops, sorry about that. Didn't mean to get out of the game there. We pretty much got this in the bag. All they got left is a Type 4 Heavy. I shot, I think, one standard round, and then the rest were gold rounds. Might make some money. It's a premium tank, but it doesn't make the extra, it doesn't get that bonus multiplier for making better money-wise. But we did win this match, so I'm happy with the results of that. Keeps my win rate up in this, but with the depression on this, I probably could have used the depression a little more to my advantage and tried to get hauled down. But in a tier 10 match, you start getting hit in the side, it doesn't matter. I don't normally play the side I went to. I did bounce one round from the Action X. He must have just hit me in the track because it doesn't show any damage actually bounced. It says none pen. I took out his gunner, which was nice. That means he had to use a repair kit, and I put 2 rounds in him for 473. 1 round in the 69 to finish him off, and he had 200 left. And WZ 132 sitting back there, hit him for 241, and hit him in his fuel tank. Unfortunately, didn't set him on fire, which would have been a little bit nicer to do that. So, even though I was in a tier 8 and did only 914 damage, I did more damage than our Waffle, the tier 8 Mutts, the tier 8 KR, the tier 8 Panther 88, and a tier 10 E4, which that thing, one shot, will do more damage. Well, it'll do 750 average damage, so his one shot would have done almost as much damage as I did. He did get one shot off for nothing, but that happens. Kind of bummed I only did 914 damage. My teammate on the other side there, well, Platoon, he's actually in the same clan that I am. He actually did pretty good, but his team sucks. So, all in all, I made 14,858 credits. Only got 5 shots off, hit 4, pen 4. But like I said, the gun only does, what was it, 230 average or 240? 230 average damage, so you need to hit a lot of shots to do good. My win rate is just kind of sucking for today. Yeah, that last, I had a match a little bit ago that really kind of sucked. But anyways, you can't do superb in every match. If you can get this tank, I recommend it. It still makes pretty good money. I don't think you get a multiplier for credits. Looks like it still makes pretty good money, but I shot a couple gold rounds, so I probably would have made more if I had stuck to standard. Now, if that would have been a tier 8, I would have shot straight standard rounds. If it had been even a tier 9 match with maybe 1 or 2 tier 9s on the enemy team, I probably would have shot straight standard rounds. But with the amount of tier 10s we had on the, let's see, it's pretty much a tier 10 game. There's very few 9s. There was a couple 8s, about 4 or 5 8s per side. But nope, I like the tank. I'm happy with it. If you can get it, get it. Definitely like that tank myself. Normally I do a lot more damage in it. So that's the review of the Tier 8 Premium FV4202P, aka they used to be Tier 10 4202. Like I said, worth it. If you can get it, get it. And I hope to see you on the battlefield.